Okay, hello folks, it's another SS2 podcast, and this time it's around what we believe are the ingredients of a good care support package, and this is from the members of SS2, their comments. What is expected from a service? We've had people who help clients feel comfortable, that came from Jen. To be treated with respect and value, to get help with everyday tasks. We talked about what should happen when people are met for the first time, whether looking to enter a particular service. Talking about getting help with everyday tasks. Talking about having regular meetings to make sure that everything's set up properly for all the parties involved. Create a timetable of support based around what the person's needs are. We'd expect to be settled into a new place when receiving a service, and have the family involved and also staff members and friends. Check what's required for the new home, which is something that Jen went through with Kim. Organise the move, arrange the move with the service and obviously with the family and friends and clients, etc. Arrange a move-in date. Set up contacts for dealing with isolation. We discussed this at length about social networking, which we believe is a lack unless it's arranged by other people. We talked about people who are in the service being enabled to create their own social network, so they feel as though it's not being prescribed to them. Do activities to build up a social network, and I think Nigel mentioned some, and also people mentioned about coming along to SS2. Yeah, that was a plug for SS2. You mentioned it, Matt. Nice. We also talked about the use of social media, which SS2 do anywhere, but we talked about how it would help people who are living on their own to feel less isolated, and obviously we would include safeguarding, which is what we do anywhere with SS2. Talk about a phone line in, if that's possible. To go for meals, see a movie with friends, and also we mentioned about meeting up with friends at SS2. And those are all, I think anyway, quite important ingredients for moving someone on and getting them resettled and feeling comfortable and happy for the forthcoming period. So I'm going to ask just a couple of questions before we run up. It's a short podcast, so I apologise for it being so fast. We are going to revisit it at some point. So I'm going to go to my left, which I think is anti-clockwise, isn't it? I always make that clockwise, anti-clockwise. And I'm going to ask my lovely colleague Trey to give me her opinion on what she believes are the important ingredients. It might be some of the ones we've got on here, but just so we get it from source. Okay. Trey, what do you think is important for a care support package for people if you were to receive one yourself?
I think one of the most important parts of a care package is how you work with the people who are caring for you. That relationship has to work. It has to be an equal relationship, it has to be a valued, respectful relationship. And it also has to be a friendship relationship. Otherwise, you can't get on, you can't communicate, and you don't feel comfortable, and then you don't feel happy. And has an impact on your well-being, your emotional and physical well-being. So that's really the most important part. Everything else comes along with it. You know, people talk about what they need help with, what they will, like to do. If that relationship works, everything else is easier.
True, I agree. Thank you, Trey. Mark, what do you think is important to you as a person in a service? That is crucial to your well-being and happiness?
You mean staff?
Yeah, well, staff are obviously important because Trace highlighted that. What other things are important to ensure that you're happy within a service?
Your family.
Yeah, regular communication with your family?
Yeah.
What about involving the family in crucial decisions that you make?
Yes.
One of which recently you did.
Yeah.
What else, Mark, do you think is important that should happen in a what we would say an ideal care support package?
Come in here. That's been happy.
Yep, having a choice to come somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think we touched on about the social network because you're coming to meet your friends.
Yeah.
So because that's going to build up a network, and it does, and it has in this situation.
Yeah.
You've built up friends through this. Not least of which at Wigton as well.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Mark. Gary, what do you think is important in a care support package that enables you to be comfortable, feel welcome and happy, and settled in where you live? What do you think are the important things that should be in place?
The right staff that I could get on with.
Yes, we talk about staff match-up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? That isn't a bad thing, is it?
Oh, no.
Yeah?
No.
Now, I know with your autism that ties in with sustainability.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's something that you like. You know, if you on a regular basis know you're going to have a member of staff with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like Trey said before, the rest just falls into place because you're happy and comfortable.
Oh,
Yeah, you can have a bit of good fun, or you can go back in your flat and do something in your flat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not pushed to do it. Anything else, Gary? You think's important for a care support package that keeps you happy and comfortable and made to feel welcome?
So I don't feel lonely.
Yeah, we touched on that, didn't we, about isolation. And I think, you know, I mean, I haven't done a statistical study on this within this particular environment, but I do know from other studies I've done that there is a huge need for intervention on isolation. And I think that's something I'm going to definitely push for through SS2, see if we can change the way things are done. When you talk about isolation, Gary, what is it about isolation that isn't good for you? How does it make you feel unhappy?
When staff goes to most next door.
And does that make you feel vulnerable or unhappy or unsafe? How does it make you feel?
When there's not enough staff in the service.
So is that's pretty much to do with the hours and the provision, isn't it? I mean, I know we can't really get too much into that, and we certainly can't be specific about the particular service, but that would unsettle you, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Anything else, Gary, that you can think of that perhaps is crucial to a proper care support package for you as a person that should be in place, or maybe isn't in place and should be?
A good relationship with staff.
That's a, yeah, I mean, again, Trey mentioned that, and I think that has to be something that's promoted throughout any service. You know, I mean, you're not going to get on with everyone, but there's a responsibility on staff to ensure that they are trying to forge some relationship. I don't mean forcing it on people, but be in a certain way where you're going to get on with people. And it's not rocket science. Thank you, Gary. Luce, have you got anything you want to add to this? I mean, I know you're slightly different because your care support package is your family. What things do your family do, Lucy? Because you live with your mum and your sister. Well, no, your sister's not living there. She's down country. She'll just stop sometimes.
It's sometimes by meals and stuff.
So it's you and mum, isn't it? Yeah. So, how is it in your house that makes you feel happy and comfortable? What things?
Just me and mother alone.
Alone, and you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is it about that environment that makes you feel good and happy? What things happen in your environment? What things can you do in your environment that makes you happy?
Listen to FM.
So you listen to the radio when you want?
Yeah.
Yeah? What else do you do that's similar to that? What about your TV?
I watch my soaps.
You watch your soaps? You like your soaps?
Do you like watching what you want?
Yeah, you can choose what you want to watch, can't you?
Yeah.
That's what I meant,
and again, that's something else, again, that was a major problem over the years where, and sometimes staff teams actually dominated the TV because they wanted to watch particular programmes and clients had to sit on the fringe.
That happened with being in hospital.
Yeah, it was quite a commonality at one time, Guy, and I'm sure it still goes on now. But if you have a TV that's in a communal area, then you all have to kind of get on together and try and agree on what you want to watch. But you don't get one person taking over. I mean, I had an instance once where football, and I like football, don't get me wrong, but it always seemed as though when there was some championship on, you know, like European Championships, whatever, people couldn't watch the programmes they wanted to watch because particular members of staff were watching football. And that's not nice, you know, because it wasn't their home. You know, they could have recorded the football game or whatever and, you know, watched it at some point. And that really is abuse for me. But Lucy, you can watch what you want to watch, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you have a TV in your room, Lucy?
Yeah.
So do you watch it in your room and in the living room?
Sometimes, yeah.
You go. Nigel, thank you, Lucy, for that. Nigel, what do you believe being comfortable and feel okay with things?
Well, having the socialising. So having friends who can go and see and meet up in places. Say I came into work and I want to go and meet a friend at the Denham's or somewhere. Go and meet my friends, or friends come and see me as well. I would like that.
So it's like a reciprocal thing, it's mutual.
As you said before, get on with that. If I get on with them people, then you can strike up a friendship as well. Friendship is good as well.
So do you think the Care Support Service have a responsibility to actually encourage that and promote that?
Yeah.
Because it might be that people haven't got the skills to build those networks. So I think there's an onus on the services to promote that where they can. It might be you help the person set up a meeting like we did for yourself with Claire and Mark, where you support that and enables that person to meet the other person. You know, it might be an environment where you shadow them and you're off somewhere else in the distance, but you know they know you're still around. Yeah,
and
so
we're able to talk to someone as well.
Yep, talking, and that was something that we touched on, I think, with Kim from Kim Care. It is important you have some communication network, and we touched on social media, which is what you're looking at with yourself. Although you do have access to FB, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, Nigel, thank you. Jennifer.
Yeah.
You actually have mentioned a number of things with Kim. You know, your service manager from Kim Care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us just in a few words what you believe contributes towards making a good care support package for you? What are the crucial ingredients?
That's it.
Well, you mentioned some, Jen, and of course one of the major ones for you is getting along with people. Yeah, people that you like. Yeah, and people that treat you with respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and value. And if you ask for something, then you know you would expect, if it's possible, that they work with you to promote that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned, I think, about money. You know, and obviously people would manage your money with you, like traders with Nigel.
Yeah.
But in a way that isn't taking control, but it's actually enabling that person to manage the money safely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to mention before we? Is this important for a support network that you've got?
I like going out places. I like going to see some friends. I like to go on the bus. I like to go out bingo.
It's about choice, isn't it? You know, and if you've said you'd like to do something, then within reason, we can't demand from staff to, but within reason, if it's achievable, then for staff to work with you to achieve that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Anybody got any comments before we round off on that? Trey?
No.
No. Right. We are going to come back to this, folks. And any comments that you have on this subject, whether they're good or bad, we'll only take the good ones, we ignore the bad ones. Please visit the SS2 blog or Facebook page and let us know what you think. We are going to come back to this subject over time. There's many other ones we're going to be doing, but I think this is a crucial one, especially given the climate of social care at the moment. So it's important that people get a chance to say what they would like in a service. Okay, that's a wrap.